Welcome to freedomlovin.com, where we focus on building freedom in an unfree world. Through personal development, location independence, and passive income strategies. Now here's your host, Kevin Koskela.
Welcome to Freedom Lovin'. This is Kevin, and this is episode number 78. Thanks for listening, and in just a minute I have an interview coming up with Harneet, Bhalla, to talk about the exact marketing funnel to build a freedom business that runs on autopilot. So really good stuff. Just get ready to take some notes because he's going to offer some really specific, practical information. So before that, just a couple things. Do you have a mobile business that allows you to live anywhere? If you're looking for a way to create more freedom in your life, consider the New Mexico LLC. So I recently added an order page on Freedom Lovin' where you can find out more info and also put an order in if you're interested in this. It's at freedomlovin.com/LLC. And we just lowered the price, and it's only a one-time fee, unlike most states that offer LLC. So find out more about the New Mexico LLC at freedomlovin.com/LLC. And also feel free to email me or hit me up on Facebook or anything if you're curious about this and you want to know more about it and how I use the New Mexico LLCs. I'd love to chat with you. So just a few more things. Podcasts that I recommend. I'm going to start doing a little more in depth on these, but for now, I just want to mention a few that maybe are a little off people's radar or they just forgot about or whatever. But I started listening to Rick Mulready's show. I think I might have mentioned this in the last podcast, but it's called The Art of Paid Traffic. And I've gotten a lot of really good tips on how to use like Facebook ads or paid traffic in general, but mostly on Facebook ads. And I think it's really valuable. It's a really short show. Usually it's like 20 minutes or something, or 15, 20 minutes, and it'll get into something really specific. So I like that show. I recommend it, and go check it out. Then there is Internet Business Mastery, which I have mentioned before on this show, but they continue to put out really good content. And it's like, I kind of faded from it for a while. I just got wrapped up in all kinds of other things, but I'm back listening to every show that they put out because I feel like I learned so much. And also the last one that I wanted to mention is The Introvert Entrepreneur. I reconnected with Beth, who I had on the show, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, and she was on the Freedom Lovin' show. And I reconnected with her recently, and I started listening to her podcast again, and it is really good stuff. And what I like is about all these shows, but just specifically Introvert Entrepreneur, is you may not learn like a ton from every show, but you probably are going to come away with one thing that you can apply to your life or your business in every show. And I think with all three of these, I would say that. So I would go check those shows out. I think they're very valuable to whatever you're doing. And one more thing I wanted to mention before we get to this interview is I've kind of learned a lesson, and I've learned this many times, but learned a lesson in just showing up. Is that I think it's Woody Allen. It's like success in life is all about showing up. Well, I was working on this project for 100 Must Reads for one of my websites, and what I was trying to do is connect with people who were interested in me sponsoring their podcast. And I probably sent out about 15 emails, and I was getting very little responses, or very few responses. The responses I got were like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. But then I got one person, so out of the 15, one person said, yeah, we have a podcast. We're not really doing sponsorships, but, let's chat. So I ended up talking to her, and this podcast is called Social Media Examiner, so more about social media. And I ended up chatting with her, and she just gave me a ton of information about how I could connect with all these people to help promote 100 Must Reads. It turns out they aren't really looking for, there wasn't really a great fit for me to work directly with them, but the fact that she gave me all this information, that wouldn't have happened if I got discouraged on this outreach campaign I was doing and just kind of gave up because I wasn't getting any responses or wasn't getting any positive responses. So yeah, some of this stuff is just about showing up, just about getting out there. And then you maybe, you look at it like networking. Like you maybe go to a networking event, you meet 20 people that really aren't going to help you and you're not going to help them, but then you get one and they introduce you to like three other people, and then that is how you grow your business. So that's what kind of learned from that, and I just thought I'd pass that on. So I think that's about it for this little introduction. So without further ado, here's my interview with Harneet Bhalla. Enjoy the interview, go out there and build some freedom, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, well, I'm really excited to have Harneet Bhalla on the show today. He's a digital marketing strategic consultant from India who is going to talk about the exact marketing funnel to build a freedom business that runs on autopilot. And his site is harneetbhalla.com, and I'll have that in the show notes as well. Harneet, welcome to Freedom Lovin'.
Thank you, Kevin, and I'm equally honored and pretty much very excited to share all the insights that I have with your audience. And that would pretty much help them to gain the freedom that they are looking forward to, for sure.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Let's start from the beginning. Where did you grow up? You're in India. Where did you grow up, and what led you to digital marketing?
It's pretty much a very kind of a different story that I had. When I was in my childhood, I was basically born in a very small town in Haryana. It's a small state in India. So it's not very much technically advanced, and it's just like a normal thing as people are all busy in the 9 to 5 jobs over there. So, but from the very beginning, I was having this all over the internet thing, and I was pretty much interested in computers and how everything works on these electronic platforms. And another thing that really interests me is basically the psychology of the people, that how basically one reacts to the other situation, how they basically think when they see some particular thing. So basically the psychology of people really makes me fascinated as well. So the mixture of both of these things helped me to get into the digital marketing field. So while I was trying to learn up, there were like literally no mentors that I would ever having, and I was not having that kind of money as well that I can basically hire some personal coaches or personal mentors or even buy some online courses. So it was all the free stuff that was spread all across the internet. I basically searched in Google for every single term that was regarding marketing online and how to make money online and how to basically create a blog and all of these things. Mm-hmm. So pretty much I basically started off by creating a couple of my blogs and then trying to do SEO on them, ranking them on Google. Then I came across some terms that are like flipping the websites, and I used flipper.com to do that. So made a couple of $1,000 by flipping websites on flipper.com. From there, I basically took a ton of, I would say, personal mentorships, coachings, the courses, ebooks, and all of these things that you see on the online platforms. Mm-hmm. They pretty much helped me to understand what exactly is marketing and how it is basically done on the very higher level of it. Pretty much, I would say digital marketing was growing up in India as well, and I was one of the leading persons because I was having all the personal connections in the United States and other these countries as well, where digital marketing was already an advanced field. Mm-hmm. So I was having that pretty much that kind of a knowledge that was required. So I got invitation to speak at a ton of marketing events over in India. That basically helped me get a ton of exposure in India, and basically I got a lot of clients basically for digital marketing. So this was basically how I ended up being a digital marketing strategy consultant, and I'm really proud. As of now, I have like some of the best names in the industry as my digital marketing consulting clients, and I do a ton of speaking events as well across the national and international platforms. So it's pretty much a journey from having almost nothing to getting everything that I want. So it was all about overcoming the things and getting the freedom that I really loved from scratch.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, before we talk about the freedom business, like the how-to and everything, how to build a funnel, there's a certain mindset that people need to have when they're building a business online. Can you talk about that a little bit? Like, especially, coming from India where, like you said, it wasn't like you didn't know anyone that was doing this. Like there wasn't a mentor, there wasn't someone there that you could go, oh, I know this person that's already building this. It's got to be pretty challenging to kind of work in that type of environment where it's like you're just doing it on your own. So what would you say about the mindset of someone looking to build an online business?
Kevin, have heard a lot of speaking events from Tony.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. You cut out there. Did you say Tony Robbins?
Yes, I
Oh,
said Tony Robbins, yeah.
great.
So I basically hear that person a lot, and while I was like trying to build up everything, I was always reading all of his books and the information that he was sharing online. And one of the things that he always says is that 80% of the things that we do is pure psychology and only 20% is mechanics. And I totally accept that till date. So if any person comes to me and says that he doesn't know the strategies to build a business, or he's not able to do it, or he doesn't have the right resources, or he doesn't have the amount of money he needs, that is pretty much all the things that is lacking behind in our psychology, and we that is the reason we are not able to achieve that. So it is all about a bullshit story that we basically keep telling ourselves, that why we are not getting to our resources, or why we are not getting the success we have, right?
Right.
So I would say there is pretty much a very simple framework that anyone in this world can adapt to understand and to overcome all of these things. That is a simple thing. So what you need to do is, number one thing, you need to figure out what you need to achieve in your life. Like, it should be very focused. It should not be like I want to make more money. It should not be like I want to be a personal brand. It should not be like I want to build an online business empire. That is a very vague and a broad goal. It is not focused enough, right? So you need to figure out one particular goal that you want to achieve. It can be like, I want to make $20,000 by December 2015.
Hmm.
It might be like, I want to get published in 10 big publications by December 2015. Or it can be like, I want to be an internet expert that is sharing all of his information on at least 10 speaking platforms by, I would say, 2 months, 3 months, or whatever the time you basically give to yourself. So the number one thing is to figure out what you want to achieve in your life, and that goal should be super focused. Number one, right?
Hmm.
Number two thing, you have to take action on that. You have to try to achieve that particular thing. For example, if you want to make, let's say, $20,000, so it would be like, I would like break down $20,000 into like 20 people paying me $1,000 each. So I would make it that simple. So it would be like, there are like millions and trillions of people around the world, and I only need to find 20 people who would pay me $1,000 for my services. Now it's pretty a simple goal, right? You
Right.
just need to figure out 20 people. Now, the third thing that I would do is I would try to see what are all the different ways that people can buy my services. It might be email marketing, it might be direct response thing, it might be I am emailing people that can use me as my that can use my knowledge to grow their business, or it might be using Facebook platform, it might be using some social platform. So I would basically take action to do any of the things that my brain says to me that this might work, right? So the number three thing is figure out what is working and what is not working. So you need to really track all of the action that you are taking and understand that, okay, this particular part works and this particular part doesn't work.
Right.
And then on the fourth part, you have to be very aggressive on all the things that are working. And like, you have to understand all the nitty gritties of all that platforms and use it like the maximum. For example, let's say in the third step, you came to figure out that Google AdWords doesn't work for you, but Facebook ads is giving you some kind of results. So in the fourth step, I would basically put down all of my focus on Facebook ads rather than doing it on Google AdWords.
Yeah.
So it is a simple four-step process that I believe anyone can follow and just move ahead in their life, in irrespective of whatever the conditions are at this moment.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Now, let's get into the topic, the building a freedom business that runs on autopilot. Let's first just talk about what is a marketing funnel and how do you start that process?
Yeah. So marketing funnel is really a complicated term. I would say that people are using every single day all across the platform, but it actually isn't that complicated that we have made it. So our marketing funnel is only a process by which we determine how a consumer or how a user basically moves on from reading our content to buying something or of our products or services from our content. So, for example, if you visit my website harneetbhalla.com for the first time, now it is my responsibility to understand how I basically would capture you and would give you some more content, would give you some more analogy, would give you some more testimonials of my services, would give you some more trust that you can do on me, and then finally getting you to a point where you would be looking forward to buy my products and services. So let me give you an example. So let's say, Kevin, I don't know you. You are the first time visitor at my website, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would try to do is I would try to give you a free ebook that would be having a ton of information that would really kind of show you that yes, Harneet is really having that talent that I am looking forward. For example, if you are an e-commerce business owner, so I can give you an ebook that would be like how to basically increase your conversion rate by 16% by using my three amazing techniques.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you download that ebook, you see all the information that I share, you implement it, and you see that yes, your conversion rate really improved by another 5%, 10%, or 16% as promised in the ebook.
Right.
Then you might be looking forward for some more ways to get more information from me. So what I would do on that is I would basically give you a free strategy session of 30 minutes to have a one-on-one conversation with me. It would be absolutely free at the end of the ebook. Right?
Yeah.
Once you book that slot with me, you are on the call with me for 30 minutes. Now I have another 30 minutes to pursue you up to tell you that I am really a capable person that can really turn your e-commerce business into overnight success. And basically I can close you up for my monthly coaching of $5,000 a month, or my digital consulting services that is on a lot higher end, rather than just showing you a buy now ad of $25,000. So a
Yeah.
marketing funnel is just a simple process where you basically help people understand that yes, you are capable of that you should be paying me $10,000, $5,000, or $25,000. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, yeah, that's just the process. You give them something free, and then you ask them for something later after they've seen the value. That makes total sense. So where does the autopilot part of it come in?
Yeah, so now we have to basically expand the levels by which they get access to you. For example, it would not be so easy that they would just get a free ebook and they would get an access to me. So what I would be basically doing is I would be putting up at least 7 to 6 or 7 kind of levels that they have to cross before they reach me. So let me give you my exact funnel that I'm using these days as well. So I would be basically giving either a $7 report or a free report in the first as a lead magnet,
Hmm.
right? Another offer that you see from me is a $27 report,
Okay.
or a $27 ebook, or a $27 kind of a video course that you can buy from me. The another one, the next level of that would be a $497 auto recorded webinar that you would be registered for,
Okay.
right? The next step would be to get you on a free trial of $1 or a 30 days trial. The next step would be to pitch you up for a 997 full product course, full detailed course that would be giving you the insider things of what I am doing up. The next part of it might be a $1,500 or $1,999 per month group coaching program. And at the end, it would be like $3,000, $5,000 monthly coaching program, one-on-one coaching program that they actually get access to me. So all the 6 levels that we speak of in the front is all automated.
Yeah.
So I just have to like speak on to like only 20 people or 10 people in a complete month that are my one-on-one coaching program people, and rest everything is going on the automatic board.
Okay. Okay. So just to summarize that, so you basically are going like to get them interested at the beginning, you give them something free. So that's your lead magnet. And then
Hmm.
the next step would be like did you say it's like a $7 ebook or something like that?
It would be like a $27 report.
Okay. Okay. So then you go $27 report, and then from there you take them to, is
A
it the
497 webinar.
497 webinar? Okay, great. And then you offer them the monthly package from there.
Exactly. For the membership website that they can get all the information on that.
Yeah.
And from there it would be like a $997 complete product that gives them access to every single video.
Right.
And then there is a group coach program, and then there is a high-end personal one-on-one coaching program.
Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense. So it sounds very simple, but I know that it's probably not easy to build. So what would you say are some of the obstacles or some of the challenges that people need to get through with this whole process?
I basically, Kevin, I work with a ton of people every single month and I help them up to set up their complete funnels from scratch. And when you help a lot of people throughout, like for a couple of years, I am doing that, you see some obvious patterns that the problems that they face up.
Hmm.
Now, the biggest issue that everyone faces is they don't know what kind of content to provide. So, a ton of people, I ask them, okay, so what kind of information would you like to share with your audience? And they are like completely blank and they don't know anything and they are like just like, okay, so can you help me out on what I can share? I'm not sure what people would like. So the biggest challenge is people are not sure what to provide information to their audience.
Right.
They are like completely blank on that. The another problem that they face is analyzing whether this should be a free information or this should be a paid information. Like I told you, there are like 7 levels before they reach me, right?
Yeah.
So the other person has to figure it out what could be the 6 levels of the information that they can fill up. For example, they have to figure it out what could be the free report. They have to figure out what could be a $27 ebook. They have to figure out what they would sell on a $497 webinar. They have to figure out what they would sell for a 997 thing. They
Right.
have to figure it out like what they would be basically giving in the group coaching, what would they be giving in a one-on-one personal coaching. So the biggest issue that people have is creating content and understanding what content works for which audience.
Okay. Okay. So then it's just a matter of once you come up with the ideas, then just sitting down and going, okay, here's 5 chapters for an ebook that I can write. How would
Exactly.
you go about doing that?
Yeah, so basically what I did is I basically tell every person to figure out the pain points of their consumers.
Right.
Then, so I want them to make a list of at least 5 to 10 pain points that their users might be feeling at every single point. At least 5 to 10.
Hmm.
So what I want then after that is to prioritize on what might be more overwhelming to their audience or what might be a little pain for their audience. I basically prioritize all of them. So the pain that is like a little pain, not very much that they might be not able to sleep with that pain is a free information.
Yeah.
And the information that really they want is that is not letting them sleep at that night, that is a paid information.
Okay.
So that is the exact process that I use to help them figure it out what to give as a free content and what to give as a paid content.
Okay, okay, great. So, what about the other one that I hear all the time is the technical part of it? Like, someone's like, okay, I got the content, but how do I make all this work? Like, someone opts in, I can create an opt-in form, but how do I then get them to the next level? And how do you teach that? And do you recommend that people outsource that, like find someone else to do it that's more technical, or just learn it and then, as you make money, maybe then do some outsourcing? Or
Kevin, there are like couple of options over here. It all depends on time versus how much efforts you want to put up, right?
hmm.
If I basically ask you, Kevin, you might not like to sit all day and trying to figure out how to change the color of the background of the landing page because your 1 hour is more important than paying someone to do it. So that question is basically left on that person itself. I basically ask them, so what is the per hour a kind of cost that you think you might be losing up if you do it yourself?
Yeah.
So if they basically can outsource it to someone who is like taking like $20, $30 or $100 an hour and get them set up everything up for them and they feel they can make more money out of their time, that is the one option that they can go around, or they can do it themselves as well. It's not a very big deal. So some of the tools basically I use is like Optimize Press to create some landing pages. So it is a pretty easy tool. You can just install it as a plugin in the WordPress itself,
Hmm.
and you can use it to create unlimited landing pages across all the platforms. They can basically use Aweber for their list building and email marketing management tool. They can basically help up understand all the lead nurturing process that they can do with the Aweber. Or if they want to go on a little higher end and they want everything to be on the automated mode, they can use Infusionsoft as well. That is the ultimate small marketing business tool that they can use every single time, and it can help them set up their complete funnel in that tool itself and can just get everything done for them.
Yeah, Infusionsoft is pretty awesome, but it's also if you're just starting out, it's very hard. There's a lot of setup to and a lot of things to learn. And I actually I love Aweber. I think that I agree with you. I think Aweber is a great tool to start with, and then as you kind of expand, Infusionsoft can allow you to do so much more than what Aweber can. But if that's an obstacle, I think as you probably know, it's a lot of times the obstacle is not taking action because things seem overwhelming. And if that's it, then yeah, start with Aweber. I think it's $20 a month, and
Mm.
you can get everything started really easily.
Yeah, I'm glad that you raised a small point over there that people don't take action because they feel everything is like overwhelming.
Hmm.
So like they should not be like that is the reason why people hire mentors and coaches and they basically come along and they say, okay, relax, Kevin, it's not like that. Let's try to simplify this process. See, it is so easy. Let's do it right now. So that is the only reason why we all need mentors at every moment of our life to make things kind of quite easy for us, quite relaxing for us. And because they have already kind of traveled the road, we are just starting out and they know that it is a pretty easy thing. So this is the biggest mindset that people need to fix as well, that do not get overwhelmed with all the things that you have to do. Just break it down. Like I just did with the $20,000 mark, just break it down with 20 people paying you $1,000. So it just gets very easy and it's motivating as well. So for example, if you get just one client paying you $1,000, you would be like really motivating that okay, it's just 19 more to go.
Yeah,
It would not be like $19,000 to
yeah,
to go. It would be just be like 19 more to go, right?
yeah,
So it's just like 80% is the psychology that you go with, and 20% is the mechanics.
yeah. That's a great way to put it. Now, are you working with people worldwide, like anywhere in the world, someone can hire you, or?
Yes, I work with almost all of the people. I have clients in USA. I have clients on UK, Canada, Philippines, India. I work all over the globe actually.
Yeah, that's awesome. And now, how does someone get a hold of you, like if they want to hire you, or just even look at your some of your stuff? Is it just through your website?
Yes, they can basically log on to my website www.harneetbhalla.com and they would be able to get pretty much some basic information about all I do, what all the clients that I have, and what all speaking gigs I have done all across the country. And they can basically log on to the contact us form over there and they can fill the form. My assistant would definitely get back to you within as soon as possible. I think she probably checks every email every 3 to 4 hours, so she would probably get back to you within 3 to 4 hours on what exactly is the requirement. And then basically it would get back to me that this is the requirement of the client and we might be looking forward to help you out as well. So I have like different products and services. I do digital marketing consulting, I do digital marketing coaching and mentorship. I basically do digital marketing speaking as well. So if anyone is conducting like a great marketing event at their place and they need a digital marketing speaker over there to talk about innovative strategic services, so I can basically go on to that events as well. So these are the pretty much three services that I currently provide up.
Cool, cool. So do you have, as far as speaking goes, do you have any tips on is somebody that's looking to get started in public speaking?
Yeah, speaking is pretty much all about, I would like to quote here that your network is your net worth, right? Every person says that. So if you want to get started with speaking, I would say get started with networking with all the event managers,
Right.
the people who basically do the events. You need to be friended with them. You need to talk to them. You need to show them that you might be the person who has a ton of information that can be shared over there.
Hmm.
So once you basically join hands with a ton of event marketers in the beginning as well, you would never be short of any kind of speaking gigs, I would say. So let me tell you how I started as a speaker. I was not kind of prepared enough to be a speaker. But what happened was one of my friends was conducting a complete marketing event in his college and university. So it was like way back, like in 2011, I believe, 4 years back. So he basically called me up and he said to me, hey, Harneet, would you like to share some marketing knowledge with all the college students? They might be aspiring to become marketers in the world.
Hmm.
So I said, yeah, why not? Let's try to do it. So I was not prepared enough, but I do not want to lose out on the opportunity that I was getting. So I just said, yes, let's do it. As Richard Branson says, if anyone gives you a great opportunity, you just say yes and figure it out
Yeah.
later on how to do it, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so that quote was almost my wallpaper at that particular moment, I would say.
Yeah.
So I said to him that yes, let's do it. So after I said yes to it, I was like having a week, I believe a week's time to figure it out how to basically do it. So I was like practicing 8 hours a day for straight away a week, and then I basically delivered in 1 hour of speech over there.
Wow.
So over there, one of the teachers of that university was sitting over there as well, and they knew a couple of event marketers. So they liked what I basically shared with the audience. They came to me after the speech and they told me, "Would you like to speak at our event as well?" Because one of my friends is an event organizer. So I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So from there, I basically, after one event, another event came up, another event came up. So I'm like a friends with, I have like over 50 friends as of now who are like event managers all across the globe. So pretty much I would say just get started with networking with all the event managers and you would never be short of any
Yeah.
kind of speaking event.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, that's really good to hear your story there because I'm actually thinking of getting into speaking a little bit too. So that's inspiring.
I would definitely help you out, Kevin, if you want. I would definitely help you connect with a ton of people over there
Cool.
that can help you with the speaking.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'd appreciate that. Now, one other thing I'm curious about personally is, as a digital marketing expert, given that things change so fast with in our world, how do you keep up? Like, how do you keep up with all the latest information? Like, do you read a lot of books? Do you listen to a lot of podcasts? Like, what's your method there?
Yes, definitely. I'm a workaholic, Kevin, actually. I have everything that I want in my life, but I'm a workaholic. It is just in my genes that I work a lot. So I'm always reading books. I'm always reading what other people share, like Neil Patel, Seth Godin, Anthony Tony Robbins. I'm just reading every single book that these guys have wrote. I follow Gary Vaynerchuk as well because he's a great person in social media space.
Yeah.
So I just read a lot. I watch a ton of YouTube videos. I buy courses all the time. Every new course that is getting launched in the internet space, I definitely buy it.
Yeah.
Whether it is worth my money or not, that is a different concept, but I definitely buy it to see if there might be some information that I might be missing up.
Yeah.
So there is no secret to success, Kevin, without the hard work,
That's
right?
that's for
So
sure.
it's all about putting in the efforts. The more hustle you do, the more luckier you get. So I would say I do my hustle, and God helps me to become lucky in my field. So read anything that you find, listen to every podcast, try to understand every YouTube video, every course that you come across,
Yeah.
and you will never be short of anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I totally agree. So, anything else while we wrap it up here? Anything else that you think beginners should know in terms of starting a freedom business?
Yeah, I believe it is all about mindset, Kevin. The first thing that beginners need to do is they need to believe that there exists something called freedom
Hmm.
and that is totally achievable. So they need to just have a strategy. They just need to figure it out, the complete plan to achieve that freedom business. And they need to take action for a couple of years and they would literally be free and have so much wealth that they do not have to work again in their life. So all I just want to instill is an idea that yes, it is possible. All you need to do is try to achieve it.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Now, what are your plans upcoming, and do you have any goals that you're working on right now?
Yeah, I just upgrade my goals every single time I achieve my previous goals list.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm very hungry person. I basically try to achieve everything in the life that comes across. So the plans is basically to grow my consulting and coaching business and my digital marketing strategy consulting business to a really to a different level. I'm already working with the top brands across the globe, but I want to raise the number of people I work with, and moreover I want to be a part of as many speaking events as I can in the world so that I can influence the life of thousands, if not millions at least, to help them understand that yes, this internet marketing thing can really help them achieve all of their life dreams. So I would say the biggest goal that I have is making an impact in someone's life that I'm trying to achieve over here.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks so much, Harneet. It's been great having you on the show, and good luck with everything you're doing. And I know that we'll be in touch, and it's been awesome.
It's my honor, Kevin, to be here, and I hope your audience have enjoyed and have got some of the strategies that might help them out as well.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Freedom Lovin' Podcast. To break free today, head on over to freedomlovin.com and download our free guide. 7 practical tips to living free in an unfree world.